Have you ever watched the person you love become a complete stranger right before your eyes? I saw it happen in the faint blue glow of a phone screen at 2 in the morning. But her phone, which she'd started guarding like a state secret, lit up on the nightstand. A single message preview was all it took to detonate our 15-year life together. It wasn't just a name I didn't recognize. It was the 3 words that followed. Can't stop thinking. I didn't read the rest. I didn't need to. In that silent, sterile moment, the air in our Chicago brownstone turned to ice, and I knew my marriage was a crime scene. The only thing I didn't know was how deep the rot went. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The change had been subtle at first. Sarah, always so connected to our life, started drifting. Her laughter became a performance. She started having late nights at the office, a classic excuse I was a fool to believe. She'd come home smelling not of her usual perfume, but of something else, a mixture of expensive cologne and the stale air of a hotel bar on Rush Street. She'd blame it on client dinners, on networking events I was never invited to. The woman who used to tell me every detail of her day now gave me vague, polished summaries. She became cold, a beautiful marble statue of the wife I once knew. When I tried to get close to ask what was wrong, she'd build a wall of excuses and accusations. "You're being paranoid," she'd say, her voice sharp. "Why can't you just trust me? I'm exhausted from work, and I come home to this." It was masterful manipulation. She made me the villain in a story she was writing with someone else. The discovery was a slow, agonizing bleed. A credit card statement I opened by mistake revealed a charge for $200 at the Peninsula Hotel, not for a room, but for drinks at their rooftop bar on a night she was supposedly working late. Then there were the phone calls. She'd take them in the other room, her voice a low murmur. I once overheard her laugh, a genuine, uninhibited laugh I hadn't heard in months, and it felt like a punch to the gut. The affair partner, I'd later learn, was Mark, a senior partner at her firm. Smug, wealthy, and utterly untouchable. I saw him once at a company holiday party she'd reluctantly brought me to. He had a predator-esque smile and a handshake that was more of a power play than a greeting. Seeing them in the same room, the air crackling with a secret energy only I seemed to notice, made me feel like a ghost at my own funeral. The breaking point came on a rainy Tuesday. I came home early, hoping to surprise her, maybe try to talk, really talk, for the first time in a year. I found her in the living room, on the phone. She didn't hear me come in. "I know, Mark," she was saying, her back to me. "I love you too. Just a little longer. We'll never find out." The words hung in the air, thick and poisonous. She turned, saw me standing there, drenched from the rain, my face a mask of disbelief. The color drained from her face. There was no apology, no remorse, just a cold, hard glare. "You weren't supposed to hear that," she said, as if I'd committed the offense. That night, something inside me shattered, and the loyal, loving husband was gone, and in his place, a cold, strategic man began to form. My grief turned to ice, then to steel. She thought she was untouchable, thought he was untouchable. They had no idea who they were dealing with. My revenge began not with a bang, but with a quiet click. The click of a key in the lock of a new safety deposit box. The click of a miniature recording device. The click of a private investigator's camera shutter from across a busy street. For 6 months, I gathered my evidence. I documented every late-night text, every hotel receipt, every whispered phone call. My pie, a grizzled ex-cop named Frank, delivered a manila envelope every Friday.
Oh.
Inside were photos of Sarah and Mark, laughing over dinner at Gibson's, kissing in a parking garage in the Loop, entering a boutique hotel on a Wednesday afternoon.
Ow.
Each photo was a fresh stab to the heart, but I filed them away, my pain fueling a cold, methodical rage. I opened a new bank account, slowly siphoning my own savings, half of every paycheck, into it. I contacted a divorce attorney, one known for being a shark, and laid out my case. We planned everything. The trap was being set, and the bait was Sarah's own arrogance. The public exposure was designed to be her grand undoing. Sarah's parents were celebrating their 40th anniversary with a huge party at a lavish ballroom downtown. Her entire family, all her friends, her colleagues, everyone was there. Mark was there too, with his own wife, a quiet, unassuming woman who deserved none of this. Sarah was in her element, the center of attention. Dressed in a glittering gown, laughing, and holding a glass of champagne, she looked happy, untouchable. During the toasts, I stood up. I started by talking about family, about loyalty, about the vows we take. Sarah smiled at me, a patronizing, unknowing smile. Then my tone shifted. But sometimes, I said, my voice dropping, those vows are broken. I looked directly at her, and for the first time, a flicker of fear appeared in her eyes. On a large screen behind me, where a slideshow of her parents was supposed to be playing, a new image appeared. It was a crystal clear photo of Sarah and Mark, kissing outside the hotel. The room fell silent. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Another photo flashed on screen, then another, the receipts. The text messages blown up for all to see. I love you too, I'll never find out. Sarah stood frozen, her face a canvas of horror. Mark looked like he'd been shot. His wife let out a small, wounded cry. The final, most brutal blow came a week later. We were in our living room, the air thick with the silence of a tomb. Her lawyer had already told her how hopeless her position was. I had everything. She would get nothing. The house, the savings, her reputation all gone. As she was packing a suitcase, her phone rang. She looked at the screen. Mark's mom. Confused, she answered, putting it on speaker, probably out of habit. An older woman's voice, trembling with rage, came through the phone. You horrible woman, she sobbed. My son's life is ruined. His children won't even look at him. Sarah went completely still. Her face was white. What are you talking about? She whispered. His children. Mark doesn't have. And then she understood. I had made an anonymous call. I had told his mother everything and embellished one crucial detail. The lie was my final masterpiece of revenge. The social and legal destruction was complete. But the emotional devastation was the real prize. She stared at me, her eyes wide with the dawning horror of what I had done, the depths I had sunk to match her own. She left that night, and I never saw her again. Sometimes late at night, I walked through this big empty house. The silence, a constant reminder of the life I destroyed to avenge the one that was stolen from me. The victory feels hollow, the quiet deafening. Why? But I lost everything in the process.